And we're back with another episode of the Lakers Fast Break podcast. It's Gerald Glassford coming right back at you here from Lakers Fast Break, Pop Culture Cosmos, where we cover the latest news and trends in pop culture each and every week, twice a week, wherever you get your podcasts. Just want to mention to you out there, our latest PCC Multiverse has Josh and I talking about the Xbox handheld just released, Crunchyroll going AI, and the controversy with that. And boy, a lot of places going AI, which not making me comfortable. Also, as well, Pokemon Z to A and a whole bunch more. Go ahead and check it out wherever you get your podcasts. Right there for you at the Pop Culture Cosmos. Indeed. Also, as well, wanted to mention again on the Lakers Fast Break channel, you are still getting the final NBA team previews. I'm going to be making sure that over the weekend we finish it off because we're just about ready to finish off my great conversations I've had now for the past month with some folks all around the world that cover the great teams. In this case, right now, I just recently put out the two-part preview of the Utah Jazz with Calvin Barrett and Matt John. Calvin Barrett was in Japan when I was talking to him. So I will go to any lengths to go ahead and get you guys those team previews. So hopefully you guys are enjoying them. I have Matt Moderno talking about the Washington Wizards coming up here in just a matter of a day or so right here on the weekend. And then afterwards, I've got Nick Roloff. That's right. Nick Roloff, if you're familiar with Chat Sports on YouTube, one of the larger YouTube sports entities out there, Nick Roloff is stopping by to preview the Eastern Conference. And on Sunday night, we, as a Lakers Fast Break unit, will preview the Western Conference right there for you at the Lakers Fast Break. So we're giving it all to you right here at the Lakers Fast Break. And coming up next week, there's a certain book released for the Lakers that's going to be debuting on the 21st. And I have an interview with that author, and I will be giving you my thoughts on the book then, because I'm not allowed to give it to you any sooner. But I'll tell you what, something special coming up for you next week as well. Want to go ahead and mention as well, of course, my good friends also as well, the Lakerholics crew, Lakerholics.com. Of course, everybody out there that follows them, Laker Tom, Jamie Sweet, and the like. I don't think they're doing a show this weekend. They haven't gotten back to me. I think Jamie's busy this weekend, so I don't think they'll be able to squeeze one in. But they are going to be doing shows, hopefully, over the course of the season. So looking forward to that. And make sure you go ahead and check out Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Yo! And also as well, of course, Joe Soros, Simblades with Y.com. You know he's happy. The Dodgers are going to the World Series. They had it's the reason why they got Shohei Ohtani. It was what you saw tonight. 6 innings of outstanding pitching and also 3 home runs by Ohtani. The Dodgers are going back to the World Series. And you know Joe and Empire Jeff are ecstatic about that. So congratulations to them and continued success to the Dodgers. All you need is 4 more, and the world title is once again. I think he's probably sleeping, Vari. Yeah, he's had a long week working at Simblades with the Y.com and like. So I don't expect him on tonight, but you got me here. It is, of course, Gerald Glassford. But I just wanted to go ahead before we start the show and start the post game, the wonderful post game that it is. With one last thing I wanted to mention to you. I had a great appreciation for what, of course, my good friend Drip Show at Drip Show Shop on Instagram and Twitter, what he did for me there with the great canvas art of Kobe. It formatted in a Sega Genesis cartridge. And I've told you each and every time out that he can do these great pop culture or sports related things for you as well, whether it's a canvas art, whether it's a hat, whether it's a t-shirt, whether it's a pillow, doesn't matter. He can do it for you. If you dream it, he may be able to pull it off for you. So first of all, you follow at Drip Show Shop on Instagram and Twitter. Go there, follow. And then if you have an idea you have conceived that you really think would be cool, or if you have a significant other as a holiday gift, what would be really cool, go ahead and reach out to him, message him, and he'll get you a word back pretty quickly on whether or not he can do it or not, because he can do a lot. And I'll tell you what, he sent this to me. I received it yesterday, and I wanted to show you guys right here. Getting prepared for a season, what could be better than a canvas art right here with Luke on it? He's all over it. Look at that. Full tank, no mercy. And hopefully he gives that a lot like he did today. Wish the rest of the Lakers were able to say that same thing. But Luca's here, and great canvas art provided by my good friend right from here. Got the Lakers Fast Break logo right there. It is Drip Show at Drip Show Shop on Instagram and Twitter. You will not be disappointed in the work that he does for you. It is, I can't guarantee it myself, but you've seen how good it is for me. You've seen the hat that Joe has. You've seen the t-shirt that Joe has. You've seen the pillow that John has. That work speaks for itself. And if you want something that's quality in your life, something different, something that you can always remember, go to my friend at Trip Show Shop on Instagram and Twitter. All right, everyone. The Lakers finished off their preseason. The home game tonight against the Sacramento Kings. And the Lakers rolled out what J.J. Redick said, Coach J.J. Redick said, will be their starting lineup for the upcoming game on Tuesday against the Golden State Warriors. And with that starting lineup that has been much speculated upon by our show and many others is Rui Hachimura, DeAndre Ayton, Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, and Gabe Vincent going to the three-guard offense. And in the first half, it looked not too bad. Gabe Vincent got off to a, stop me if you've heard this before in the preseason, hot start. Played pretty good as far as especially shooting the three. Rui Hachimura got off to a hot start, shooting well from three. Luka Doncic got off to a hot start and a great game overall with 31 points, 9 assists, 6 of 11 from three, and 9 of 12 from the free throw line. Austin Reeves, however, had his first disappointing game of the preseason with 8 points, 3 of 15 shooting, 0 of 7 from three, 8 points, 8 assists for him. Unfortunately, did not come to pass, but Marcus Smart is showing people that he might be able to be up for the challenge. After all, looked pretty solid out there, active on both sides of the floor, diving for loose balls, trying to get steals. He had 4 of them, 4 steals and 14 points, 2 of 8 shooting from behind the arc, but 5 of 11 shooting overall, 14 points, 4 steals, 2 assists, 3 rebounds. Coming off the bench, Jared Vanderbilt, 2 of 6, 4 points for him. Jackson Hayes had 3 slam dunks, which is within his range, 6 points, 4 rebounds. Maxi Kleber gave us 3 points at the free throw line, but it was basically the Lakers starting rotation played well for the most part of times. There was some miscommunication at times about the offensive and defensive end. They're still working things out. Some of the passes and lobs by Luka didn't quite hit their mark, but overall, you have to get it a solid performance from them. But when they all went out of the game and the scrubs came in, they were only up by 6 in the fourth quarter for most of the Sacramento Kings that were in the lineup tonight. Not all. Domantas Sabonis among them were not in the lineup tonight, but most of the Sacramento Kings were playing 20 minutes or beyond as far as the main cogs of their program, so to speak. And with that, as soon as that 6-minute mark happened and the scrubs came in, the guys that probably won't see much time during the season, Koloko, Nick Smith, even Dalton Connect to an extent, Maxi Kleber, didn't quite work out. You could tell that such a precarious lead was probably not going to go well for the Lakers. And unfortunately, they didn't quite hold up their end of the bargain as Sacramento, with a late rush, passed up the Lakers. And as a last-second foul by Nick Smith Jr., got a free throw for the Sacramento Kings, and a last-ditch effort by the Lakers to tie fell short by Dalton Connect after he had made a three just a few seconds earlier to tie the game. Fell short, and the Lakers finished their preseason with a sparkling 1-5 record. They lose again 117 to 116. And I'll tell you what, you could tell that when those scrubs came in, it wasn't going to be a pretty sight, and it didn't look like that was going to be the case. They really just didn't quite make it as far as the overall impressions are concerned there. But I will say that the starting lineup did give us some impressions and gave us a look. They did get the chance to play with each other to work out some of the kinks. What we saw tonight, there's still a little bit that they have to work out and iron out on both the offensive and defensive side of the ball. And of course, I know that we saw on the defensive side of the ball wasn't at times all I wanted to see. Sometimes it was too easy for the Kings to score. But the efficiency on the three-point side by most of the Lakers in the starting lineup was a good sight to see. Again, 4 of 5 from Gabe Vincent from 3, 4 of 5 from Rui Hachimura for 3, 6 of 11 of shooting from behind the arc for Luka Doncic. But Austin Reeves, tonight just wasn't his night after having a very successful preseason. And we'll see what happens heading into Tuesday for Tuesday night's game against Golden State. But truly appreciate you guys having you here. Bloodhound says Delta made a nice three at the end of the game on that set play. Yes, that's correct, Bloodhound. But he couldn't repeat it twice, which I know is asking a lot. But it was nice to see Dalton get some kind of confidence booster heading into the season, especially with the fact that in 2 weeks Lakers still have to make a decision on whether or not we want to pick up his contract, but I believe they probably will at this point, because whether or not you value him as a part of the rotation or just value the $4 million he has on his contract and a trade, he's probably going to be making the roster going forward. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But again, Bloodhound says, I cheered during a preseason game. That's funny. I know some of the guys were really getting in an uproar on our playback.tv/Lakers Fast Break. Yes, it was good to watch and interesting to watch, but appreciate everybody who stopped by tonight on our playback, including Tough, Rough, Search, Blake Martin, of course, JSJ, and also as well, of course, Sean. John Costa was there, Vari and Xbox were feuding with each other throughout the game. What else is new? But again, it was great to see everyone there being a part of what we do right here at the Lakers Fast Break during our playback. And then, of course, watching the game, which again, the Kings win 117 to 116. The Lakers finished their preseason at 1-5. But I want to hear your thoughts, guys, out there on the starting lineup proposed out there tonight by JJ Redick, which is going to be the one that's going to start the season for the team. I want to see if you guys thought about it, the initial returns. I know asking these guys to go 4 of 5 from behind the arc every game is going to be a tough ask. So will the defense that the Lakers have with the starting lineup make up for it? But Jackson Hayes, during the game, I got a right wrist contusion. X-rays were negative, but Jackson Hayes did not return once he got injured in that second half. Did want to mention that from there, but he looks to be okay. Heading into the regular season, some good signs, particularly offensively for the Lakers in their final dress rehearsal, says Dave McMenamin of the preseason. But the shooting was good for the most part outside of Austin Reeves. It just, again, defense is still a concern for this team about will it be able to go ahead and Xbox. Will it be able to go ahead and play the kind of defense we want to see? Joe Soro is in the chat. Joe, are you going to be missing in action again, or are you going to stop on by and go ahead and share your thoughts on the game? I know you're a happy man because the Dodgers won and heading on to the World Series. Go Dodgers. I'm quite happy to see them play at that a great level. Of course, Otani proving why he is the quintessential baseball player right now in the league, and he's the best baseball player on the planet right now with 3 home runs and a pitching performance that a lot of people will be talking about in the days and the months to come. I've seen 0 minutes of the Lakers game. Okay, no worries, Joe. But it was the new starting lineup that rolled out there. I want to hear you guys' thoughts on the new starting lineup with as far as Gabe Vincent being the guy that was deemed the guy to go ahead and replace LeBron in the lineup right now. I want to hear your thoughts on that as far as what you thought the early returns are. Do you think going to 3-guard lineup is going to be an issue going forward? Maybe with Golden State, they're able to get away with it because of the fact that when it comes right down to it, Golden State doesn't throw or emphasize a lot of big guys in their rotation. So they also play a smaller lineup. The Lakers can go ahead and get away with that. But what if they play a bit larger teams in the coming days, Minnesota, such and such? So let's hear your thoughts on that. All right. JSJ says Ayton is solid, Luka, Austin, and Rui is Rui. I guess that's pretty much what that's good to be said, JSJ. All right. Generational Hater says can't even beat the Kings. That's sad. Lakers might not get 30 wins. So this 1-5 is nasty. It's the preseason, Generational Hater. So I know that you're here just to get everybody mad, but I'm cool as a cucumber because you got to see it in the season and not in the preseason. So teams that are successful in the preseason don't always translate that success to the regular season and vice versa as well. So you know this, you've seen this, I have seen this as well. So we'll just leave it at that. But Damon says Shohei may now be the best that ever lived, and I was always a big proponent of Babe Ruth. Thameless, one of the best performances of single performances from a baseball player in a singular game that I've ever seen, and it just speaks to the greatness that is Shohei Ohtani. Bloodhound says, "What a performance by Ohtani! I am speechless." Xbox says, "Austin looks like crap. Team will be fine." I mean, it's just one game, Xbox, with Austin. Austin was the leading scorer in this preseason. I mean, at times he looked really good for the Lakers, despite what you're saying there. But he did have one lousy game, and I'm sorry that you feel that it's all fallen off a cliff with him. But okay, well, there you go. Best League Lakers Fast Break. Could you also show your reaction of a game in YouTube because playback is so slow? I did show our on YouTube, but we've got copyright issues because people kept on putting the sound from the game through their audio. So I would like to put my playback back on YouTube, but I don't know if I can or should because I got copyright strikes on it. And Best League, I don't know if that's the way I want to go on that. We'll see. I may revisit it. And may give it a chance, but again, those copyright strikes are nasty, and you have to go to school. You have to get you have that on the books. So if you get 3 of them, you're basically they shut your channel down. So yeah, it's not that great as far as I'm concerned. But I will see what I can do. I know that other channels get their chance to go ahead and showcase the playback as far as it's concerned. So I would like to as well. Yeah, you can't actually see the game when we show it on YouTube as far as the playback. You just hear our chat, but you're more than welcome to go ahead and, if I do it, be part of it as well. Is it because of swearing? No, Apple, is because of the fact that in the past, when I've shown our playback feed, not the game itself, but playback feed of us talking during the course of the game, and I've shown that on YouTube, there's been occasions where somebody has had audibly their television have the game on loud enough to where it translates through on YouTube. And if it's that, they automatically they get you a copyright strike on that because that's the way life is on YouTube. If you're a smaller YouTuber on that Apple, it's not fair. I don't like it, but unfortunately, I can't. It's not the swearing sports baby. It's not. It wasn't the swearing. It was the copyright strike. Because somebody was playing the game on the Spectrum or ESPN feed in the background as they were talking live on the air, and yeah, that gets you every single time. It's like when you play a song, like these YouTubers, a lot of these YouTubers can't play conventional songs. Like let's take Taylor Swift for example. You cannot play a Taylor Swift song while you're walking through or showing, hey, I've got this great location here. I'm walking through a mall. Like Taylor Swift is playing in the background. Guess what? That's going to be copyright strike because Taylor Swift is playing on the background. So it's just, yeah, doesn't matter. As long as YouTube can hear it, they'll strike against it. And there you go. But yes, they are so strict indeed, Apple. They're always after your money. Again, like it or not. But that's the life for a small YouTuber and what the game you have to play when you're on YouTube. But I'm glad to be here. It is, of course, the Lakers Fast Break. It's Gerald Glassford. Thank you so much for joining us. I sent out the word again, but it looks like everybody has got some as far as something they have to do. So I definitely want to go ahead and make sure that I'm here for you. It is, of course, Gerald Glassford. Again, the Lakers, they lose tonight, 117 to 116 to end the preseason at 1-5. I do want to mention as well that we have a signed up. You can sign up for our NBA Fantasy League as far as is concerned from ESPN. It's going to be running Sunday night at 8. You have to sign up by Sunday night at 7. The link is right there on the screen. It's in the chat. For those listening on audio, I will be sure to put it in the description for you guys if you guys want to join up. But yes, we are running an ESPN NBA Fantasy League this year once again. And the draft will take place while we're on the air Sunday night at 8 p.m. because I plan to have a show Sunday night at 8 p.m. So hopefully you guys will join us. It's usually a lot of fun. And usually the drafts are very interesting to see as far as how it's laid out. But of course, Laker Nick, Sean both said they were going to be there and join up, and hopefully you guys will be out there as well. So fantasy basketball for us right here at the Lakers Fast Break. Truly appreciate you joining us once again. The Lakers lose 117 to 116. They fall to 105, 1-5. But Marcus Smart, I want to focus on because the fact that he played today a little bit more aggressive. He was very apprehensive in his last performance. Kind of people were questioning his shape. I was questioning how good he looked or whatnot, but got to remember this was his first preseason action in Las Vegas. I'm sorry, not Las Vegas, the previous night in Phoenix on Tuesday night. And it didn't look good. It was 20 minutes and got all donuts. And it just looked like it needed to work itself out. Well, just a couple days later, flash forward, Friday, a lot more energy. He was diving, going into the stands, giving you all kinds of effort, 4 steals, 14 points. So yes, it lays credence. And I've asked again when I said out there, when I talked about focusing on the 54 games he's played in 2 seasons, what kind of Marcus Smart would you get when he comes back out on the other side, when he comes back on the court at the Lakers uniform? What would it look like? And you've seen in the past 2 times, you saw the not so good, but then tonight you saw the real good with Marcus Smart. The shooting, although it is what it is with Marcus Smart, because again, he is not a good shooter, but he gives you so many different facets of the game that the Lakers need. And if he continues to play like this, if Gabe Vincent goes cold, which he's been known to do because he is a very streaky shooter, I would automatically start thinking about, doing what Jovan Buha said, as far as putting him in the starting lineup, or maybe you go ahead and move Jared Vanderbilt in there as well, as far as you want more height. But at least the Lakers are going to start off with a 3-guard lineup. Is this the right move, in your opinion? I want to hear your thoughts on that. Again, these guys can't go 4 for 5 every single time from 3. If you guys are asking for that, then we're in a world of trouble. But I did like the fact that Luka put up 11 shots behind the arc, 4 to 5 from 3. So yeah, definitely was okay with the fact that they're putting up a ton of shots right there for you. And look who's here, the happy man indeed. witnessed one of the greatest performances ever in the playoffs, in early playoffs ever. Of course, that was done by Shohei Ohtani today as the Dodgers move on to the World Series. He's a happy man indeed. It is, of course, BladesForWhy.com. Hello, my friend. The Lakers unfortunately did not find that same success. We got our first taste of the starting lineup that's going to start next week. Okay, returns on it from what I saw. Your thoughts on the evening for the Dodgers? And I know you didn't see much of the Lakers, but again, a little taste from the Lakers.
Yeah, I'm sorry to say I just did not see a second of the Laker game. There, I just heard. I think I heard. Smart had a good game. Is that true?
Yes, Smart had a good game. 14 points, 4 steals. A little bit shaky behind the 3-point line, but that's always expected from him. But 14 points, 4 steals, and constant effort on defense and aggressiveness, diving for loose balls, going into the stands. This is what we saw a lot of in his Boston years, and hopefully we'll get to see more of it again this season.
So was it good or was it
It was good. It was really good. It was good. It was. I think you would be pleasantly surprised by his performance tonight when you see the game. Yes.
And he looked healthy laterally and everything?
A little slower foot. He still looks probably like he could probably benefit from losing 10 or 15 pounds. So he still looks a little heavy. But again, defensively, he was the best player out there for the Lakers.
So he was the best
defender out there for the Lakers. Yeah. He was better than Jared. He was better than LaRavia. He was better than Gabe Vincent. Yeah, it was, which tells you all I think you need to know right now. But DeAndre Ayton, though, patrolling the paint at times looked effective. But yes, Marcus Smart providing energy and hustle, exactly what you need.
Well, again, I'm sorry, I didn't see any of the Lakers stuff, and I know I'm on a Laker channel, but seems like no one ever goes on your show anymore. So I feel like you're left to dry.
They'll all show up for the regular season, they tell me. They'll all show up on Tuesday.
Show up when you're supposed to show up, like every time. But anyways, I'm mobile. That's why I'm on my mobile at the moment. But it's again, I don't. If you want me to discuss what really what happened tonight, it's going to be tailored towards the other LA team. The other LA team is 4 wins away from officially stamping a dynasty. So there's a lot of brain power to that, and Shohei Ohtani added even more to the legend that's being created here. So it's hard to focus on anything else, especially a preseason game where the stakes aren't as high. But we will get back into Laker ball, and once the season starts, try to balance everything out as much as we can between now and the next couple of weeks. World Series starts on Friday. Hopefully we can get another 4 and out so that we can focus on the Lakers. But today was I imagined a win, but I had no idea of how the win was going to be. I would have never predicted something like this tonight. Tonight was, for those of you who watched, was what could have been the greatest postseason game ever. And I don't even think it's actually at this point. I think it is.
So you think it is the greatest postseason performance of all time?
I can't figure out. I can't think of anything I've seen in the last 37 years. I don't know. Maybe Reggie. And again, this is based off my memory and things I've read. Reggie Jackson was the MVP in 1973. He was the World Series MVP and World Series champion. I don't know what kind of games he had during that run. I don't know if you can call his 3 home run game in 78. I think that might have been the best single game at this point. Like from my memory, I think that might have been, from what I've heard, the greatest single game, the 3 home run game by Reggie Jackson in 1978. And that was a World Series game, so World Series is going to hold a little bit more water than an LCS, but I don't know. I don't think. I just don't think. I don't think you're ever going to see 10 strikeouts and 3 home runs in a game from one singular player. So it has to be.
I'll say this again from my thoughts. I did see that Reggie Jackson game, and I'll just say this: he didn't pitch for all the greatness that Reggie Jackson did on that day, which again is one of the greatest performances by a baseball player of all time. And I agree with you on that. He didn't pitch, and that's something that I think that whoever wants to argue against it can't, because he did it on both ends. He did it on both sides, was masterful on both ends of the diamond, Joe. And I just don't think you'll ever be able to take away something like that. And you all talked about, what he can do. And when they signed this huge contract to him, this is exactly the moments that he was supposed to be living up to. And it seemed like it came on cue, Joe, because the Dodgers had out all the success in the postseason without Ohtani doing a whole lot. But as soon as they needed him, he came calling, Joe.
Well, see, and that's I don't know necessarily if that is true, because baseball is a different sport. You can't just give the ball to Shohei like you can give Ronaldo, Messi, Jordan, Kobe the ball and say, do your thing. Shohei only has one time every 9 at bats where he can do something, and he can only pitch the amount of times he can pitch, which is usually one. Well, lately it's been one game per series. So baseball's a different beast. So when all those I got to take a line from my boy EJ, all those couch fucks that seem to yap in their Cheetos infested, shit infested seats at home. They just yap just to yap for attention because they're that stupid. So to sit there and say that Shohei didn't have even if he's going 0 for 5, to say he doesn't have a hand in these games, why are they walking him then? In most of those games where he didn't hit, he's being walked. He got walked 3 times in a game, 2 intentional. What do you want him to do? You want him to fly from first base and hit the ball for Max Muncy? Like, what exactly are you watching? Are you watching baseball, or are you watching yourself slap yourself in the mirror? Like, I don't. Baseball's a different beast. So I don't really think there's a point of defending anything when it comes to Shohei Ohtani, because any normal thinking person is going to know how this thing works. Shohei in the Philly series won game 1. He had the game-winning single in game 2, and then the intentional walk, or was it intentional? I can't even remember anymore because he has so many. Ended up being, actually, it wasn't an intentional walk, because then they ended up walking Mookie Betts, which ended up tying the game, and they ended up winning. So. Or I'm sorry, going up 2-1 and winning the game. It's like he affects the game even when he's not playing well. So what does that tell you about him? He's not playing well, yet he still affects the game. So when he starts to destroy you, now the effect is a little bit more earthquake-like. But Shohei is one more performance in the next couple weeks, because World Series won't start till next Friday, from doing something that's unprecedented, and that is winning the MVP, winning the NLCS MVP, and possibly winning World Series MVP. If he does that, he's the first baseball player in baseball history to do that, to win all 3 significant MVPs in the same year.
Just a remarkable achievement for a remarkable player. Shohei Ohtani with one of the greatest performances in sports history. I would have to say as well tonight, as the Dodgers advance to the World Series, sweeping It's just a way sweeping the Brewers, who just couldn't find any kind of success, and the Brewers were during the regular season the better team. But again, the problems that we saw during the course of the season worked itself out. The bullpen did give us some nervous moments, Joe, once again. But I will say with that, they did come through, and they're still coming through, no matter how nervous it is making us all, Joe.
I'm sorry, what's making you nervous?
The bullpen. They are still giving us some nervous moments, but they're doing enough to get through.
I don't know. I mean, they're not 2-1 games and being thrown in there. It seems like they have a pretty good plan that if it's too close, they'll let the usuals run its course. But this team is, the excuses in terms of what's working, what's not working has run out in my book. Last year, the bullpen won it. This year, the starters will win it. So I'm just focused on the fact that that's exactly how this is going to happen. It doesn't matter either way it worked. The Dodgers have had a couple things that if they can tighten up a little bit in the World Series, it would be even easier, believe it or not. And that is hitting with runners in scoring position, especially with less than 2 outs. That part's probably the only bad part of this run so far. But as long as they win, we'll deal with the nervousness as long as they end up with wins, obviously.
Fair enough indeed. Once again, the Lakers do lose 117-116. 1-5 is the Lakers' preseason total. Can you really take away? I know you didn't watch tonight's game, but can you really take away anything from a preseason where
yes,
the Lakers as a whole?
If Marcus Smart played good defense tonight, that's a positive thing.
Yes, that he did. He did give great effort on both sides of the ball. He did look more like the Marcus Smart we're familiar with tonight, and 4 steals, 14 points. If he could give you that on a regular basis, I think it does make the Lakers bench, or if you put him in there as a starter, what have you, it does make the Lakers rotation that much more viable, which again is still of great concern for a lot of people out there because of how these scrubs they come in there, Joe, because it seems the Lakers depth, it gets to a certain point, Joe, and it falls off a cliff when you see, like, for instance, when the Lakers had a 6-point lead or a 5-point lead, when about 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and they brought the scrubs in to clean up the mess, and you could literally tell it just the vibe, as they say, as far as the kids say today, the vibe was saying that it didn't look good for the Lakers as far as holding that lead, and sure enough, they didn't.
So they lost tonight.
Yes,
and it's. I've been preaching this for how long, and this loser mentality. I'm not saying you need to go all out on preseason games and get your players in a bind or anything like that. But you saw the video of that guy critiquing Bronny James and JJ Redick. JJ Redick is not teaching these guys how to play basketball. He looks like a shittier version of Byron Scott. And that's it's on tape. It's not something that I wish I could just lie about. It's not. JJ Redick doesn't teach these guys how to fundamentally play basketball. So what's going to happen when the regular season starts? Are we going to start hearing, oh, well, we're not going to be practicing now too again? Well, when the hell are you going to get down to the normal stuff? Oh, that's right. They can't inbound the ball half the time. Gee, I wonder why. So all these things are starting to come into play. I said this in June when I heard JJ Redick talking about certain people being in the rotation, and I'm sitting there going, what the fuck are you talking about? Your team is talentless after 7 players. What do you mean you're going to put this guy in the rotation? You need talent. So I don't know what. Actually, no, I do know. It doesn't look good, but Luka may make him look better. Guys like Luka, guys like Austin, talent always in basketball, especially, can make a coach look better than it really is. The problem is going to be is when things get tight. How are things going to play out? Are the fundamentals going to come into play? Fundamentals save your ass in the end. If you don't believe me, you can watch the Dodgers play baseball the last few weeks. They had those little momentum plays that you're able to execute because of your fundamentals. It demoralizes your opponent when they think they have the momentum. Can the Lakers do that? Or is it just going to be Luka shooting threes from the other side of the court, making them and then beating them that way? Well, that only can go so far. You need everybody playing fundamental basketball. If they're not as talented, at least play fundamental basketball. But this doesn't look like these guys know how to do that.
Once again, the Lakers do lose 117-116. It's Joe Sorrell along with me, Joe Glassford. Thanks so much again for listening. I plan on having a show Sunday night where we'll go over the Western Conference and talk about as far as our Western Conference preview there. Plus, we'll have our live fantasy basketball draft during the course of that time. I put the link in the chat and we'll put it in the description here in just a few minutes. So you can go ahead and join us. We're still looking for teams that want to go ahead and join us for that. And then on Monday, we're going to have our NBA season predictions where I go over all of the crews. Everybody who stops by that wants to put it up. I know Joe doesn't like to go ahead into that detail, but I do have for almost everybody else's thoughts and season predictions on both the Eastern and Western Conference, and then of course MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, Coach of the Year, stuff like that. I will announce them all on Monday night, and then that gets you into Tuesday night's game against Golden State, which we'll have on playback, and then of course the post game here. So. Really starting to get into the swing of things, Joe. It's going to be an interesting season for the Lakers. Again, we've gone back and forth about what the Lakers did, the Lakers' goal, the motivation, as far as what they're trying to do and how they're trying to create their team. Not going all in some eyes, and just eyeing towards the future and keeping the cap space clean for a possible superstar that could be on the way. We'll see if that works. If the team that we see on Tuesday, minus LeBron James, can still compete at a high level and still compete in the Western Conference, Joe.
Yeah. Seeing Cooper Flag break both of Vando's legs, not literally, the other day was not a good sign. But something that Laker fans are going to have to deal with and watch and see what develops. But it's not looking good based off of what I've seen in the preseason. It doesn't look like JJ Redick and the Lakers have spent any time honing in on basketball skills. Everything looks like AAU ball.
I'll just say this. Thameless says, if defense is still a problem, JJ needs to make a tough call and start either Vando or Smart. We have more than enough scoring. I know he won't do it, Gerald or Joe. Well, I thought he would do it. I thought he would start Vando in the starting lineup because of he's taller, a little bit more defensive minded. Doesn't give you much on the offensive end, but is supposed to give you more defensively. But after seeing Smart tonight, if we continue to see him have games like these coming off the bench, Joe, it may not be before long before we see Marcus Smart in that starting lineup, like you and Jovan Buha both surmised.
That's gonna happen because they can still play Austin in there with Rui, and that until LeBron gets back. What happens if Marcus Smart is effective? You bring back LeBron. What do you do then? Are you going to take Marcus Smart out? I'm kind of crossing my fingers on that. I want to see how that plays out. Marcus Smart is better as a starter. His skill set is better as a starter, not off the bench. If he was on a team of the 2020 Lakers, then I could say yes, him coming in off the bench would be kind of an advantage for the Lakers because they can go from a really good defensive guard to another defensive guard. But when you have Luka at the point and you have a good defensive guard, that kind of balances out the backcourt a little bit. If you don't have a good defender, you're gonna be able to get exploited on that game in and game out between Austin and Luka. And if you have LeBron playing the two for whatever reason, then obviously that's still going to be a problem as well. So yeah, it's this is if we got criticized for saying if. The reason why we say if because we don't know. Actually, we know, but we're hoping we're wrong, which we really haven't been wrong the last 4 years, unfortunately. We're hoping to be wrong because we want the team to win, but earmarks are all there in terms of things not working out well enough for this team to compete for a championship this year.
Once again, the Lakers lose 117 and 116. They fall to 1-5 on the season. Luka Doncic, after the game, was asked what the Lakers have missed the most in the preseason that they'll need for regular season success. He said, obviously, I think it's the physicality. Joe, this doesn't look like it's a very tough team on the surface. Looks like they've got easily out-muscled at times. Aggressiveness, like I said, that's something that I think that Marcus Smart, if he's healthy, brings to the table that the Lakers don't have an abundance of. DeAndre Ayton at times has a rim presence and it can protect the rim. At other times, it is a little bit soft there, right there as far as up front. Rui is not a noted rebounder, but he moves into the power forward position, which I think he's better suited for. But as long as you get him 5 to 7 touches a game from three, I think that will still help facilitate the offense as well. It seems like there's a lot of, as far as maneuvering around that the loss of LeBron creates and how you're trying to plug holes in the dam when you already had some holes already before LeBron's injury, and this is making it a lot tougher.
That's why that fundamental basketball helps, so that the guys that aren't as talented can still run a system that's consistent, and you just plug in and plug out. You're not going to get the same result versus better talent, but at least you'll get familiarity so that when you have the guy that's been injured coming back in, you don't really lose your instincts because things are so fundamentally sound. You just get better by adding the better player who's coming off injury and things like that. Sports is not really that complicated. What separates those who win versus those who don't win are usually people who can handle stress, because everybody is talented when you get to these levels. Every single player is talented. But how do you handle stress? Well, stress in terms of dealing with adversity is, are you subconsciously able to fundamentally play your sport? When you do that and you're not thinking about it, that helps you not make mistakes in those moments if you're fundamentally sound. And if you mentally get freaked out, that's fine. But again, I'm going to use the example of the pitcher for Philly last week who was not fundamentally sound. He was so discombobulated when the ball got to him. He kind of fumbled it, but in a bases loaded environment, you got to throw the ball to first, especially when there's 2 outs. And he didn't, because he panicked, because he maybe didn't practice enough of balls coming to him from home base from the plate to where he's at. And those are the little things that was pointed out in that video we saw that you shared to all of us, in terms of seeing how Bronny was playing and how JJ was coaching. You could see it in those clips, how horrible the coaching is and how horrible the fundamentals are. If you can't set screens in the NBA, what are you there for? If you can't get around screens, can't get under screens, like, well, what's your point? What's the point here? We used to destroy Derek Fisher for doing that stuff the wrong way. And at least he had an excuse because his ankle was busted after 2001. Like he was never the same player laterally when he hurt his ankle. So there'll be a lot there'll be a lot of we're gonna have a lot of discussions here during this stretch. We're gonna see if these guys can play basketball together until LeBron gets back.
Well, we'll see what happens as the Lakers go into the season Tuesday night. Hopefully, you guys will go ahead and join us right here at the Lakers Fast Break. Starts off with, of course, during the game against Golden State, playback.tv/Lakers Fast Break to see Luka and the Lakers go up against Curry and the Warriors. Looking forward to that. And of course, we'll have the post game right here for you, right here at the Lakers Fast Break. But before we head on out, Joe, again, a great day for you and all the Dodgers fans out there like us who got to see greatness personified. I want to hear your thoughts, my friend, on this again. Just reflect on what a magical day this was. And when history was made, like I think we'll probably never see again in our lives.
I would say Shohei may do this again. He's got 8 more years left on this contract, but the game will be enhanced even more should the Dodgers win it all, because now it has meaning, much like the Robert Horry 3 against Sacramento, right? Like that play makes more sense because they won it all that year. 0.4, they didn't win it that year, so it dampers a little bit of the enthusiasm of 0.4, at least for me. And should the Dodgers win it all, there's so much history that is already forming here, in that the Dodgers have never won back-to-back championships in their illustrious time in baseball. They've been around since 1884. So we're talking about 141 years. That is a pretty crazy thought. But yes, the Dodgers have been in existence for 141 years. Not too long after the Civil War. And this would be their first repeat championship. This would be their 9th championship, which would pass the San Francisco Giants in terms of all-time titles, which is something that I am going to take great pleasure in, being around a bunch of Giant fans in my time. They'll be 2 away from the National League leader right now, which is the St. Louis Cardinals. They have 11. And then this is the first time they had swept an NLCS in their history as well. And then obviously we saw the Shohei 3 home run, 10 strikeout game. And of course the Dodgers right now are sitting at 9-1. And if they win the next 4 games in the World Series, they would finish 13-1 with their 1 loss against Philly. Gee, does that sound familiar, Gerald, on a back-to-back?
Yep, does sound very familiar.
So I don't care if they win in 7 or in 4, as long as they win 4. But it would be interesting if they happen to sweep whoever they face, and the Dodgers have their own repeat championship, quite similar to what the Lakers did in 2000, 2001.
Nibel says, Joe, you were telling them to fire Roberts, saying they wouldn't turn it on. But it looks like how much credit are you going to give Roberts in all of this? That's what I'm curious to find out.
Well, it comes down to this. I saw an interview with Mookie Betts, and he was doting over Dave Roberts. And more often than not, I would say here's the comparison I'm gonna make clear here. Roberts is like the really good parent who's your friend. I don't relate to that. I just don't. It's weird because I think Roberts is older than I am, right? So to say that it's a different generation, whatever, I think in a way, sports, even if it's an older manager or coach, they have to adapt to the current generation, right? So they're parents, or they're like the parents of younger kids, so that there's a different way to do things with that, right? Roberts is the friend. Roberts is the person who's going to kind of be side by side with their children in terms of the management, right? I don't look. I can't comprehend being a friend to my kids. I'm their dad. I'm not here to be their friend. And I'm used to the Bill Parcells. I'm used to the Bill Cowers. I'm used to the Bill Belichick's, the Nick Sabans. Those guys are not. They were never anybody's friend. They were They was the coach. They were the parent that guided them, and they were very successful in doing that. So I think it's a lot of it is a different style of communication. I don't identify. I don't relate to how Roberts does it. However, Mookie Betts, players like that, absolutely adore that man, and the results are showing that it's working. So I told Empire Jeff this. I said, if the Dodgers end up winning the title this year, you will not hear me say a negative thing about Dave Roberts, likely ever again. Because the results
I have your word on it.
Yeah, the results speak for it. But I'm not going to sit here and say that Roberts hasn't made absolutely horrible decisions. I'm sorry. You're not going to get me to say, oh, I made a mistake in 2018, 2019, 2023. He made too many blunders at the worst time for me to not have a reason to not be supportive. And right now, it's working. And if it works, then it's time to go, all right, well, it looks like Dave Roberts is pressing those buttons and it's working now. It's not what it used to be. He's evolved. And it makes sense, doesn't it, Gerald? How many times have you seen a pitcher go 8 innings, 9 innings with a Dave Roberts team, right? I mean, it's just he probably has learned. He learned the day after he sort of made a mistake in game 1. Just let Blake Snell finish game 1. The discussion of he was losing a little bit of zip on his ball and all that. I heard Empire Jeff talk about that. I didn't see it. He saw it. I didn't see it. Maybe I'm wrong. But at that point, I'm like, well, how about just letting him start the 9th? And if he gets into trouble, then if he walks the guy, then change him out. That's fine. I mean, I'll roll with that. But to me, and then the next night, he learned his lesson. He said, no, I'm just going to let Yamamoto finish his game. And he did. So the results, 4 more wins, and there really isn't anything to complain about anymore. How many times are we going to see back-to-back championships won in different ways? That's a sign of a true great team, when you can win more in more than one way. And as far as my concern this year was, I didn't like the fact that I didn't like them losing the way they were losing. I feel like a lot of times that sets a bad precedent. But they seem to be the first baseball team that I've seen maybe since the '99 Yankees where they just turn it on, and then all of a sudden here you are. I think the Yankees went in '99. I think they went 11-1. I think they only lost one game in '99. In that run, and they didn't have a crazy regular season. I think they were like 94 wins or something, or 96 wins, something like that. So this is the first time I've ever seen this, Gerald. I've never seen the Dodgers be the Lakers or the Yankees of the '90s and 2000s. I've never seen them do that. So I don't know. I didn't know how to react to it. But if this is how you're going to win championships, hey, by all means, go win 89 games and just get in the playoffs and then wreck shop. I don't care at that point, as long as you win, right?
Yes.
So it's okay to say something and not be happy about something when it's warranted. Right now, it changed. And now I'm going to support it. Now I'm like, all right, if Doc wants to do this and it ends up winning championships, I'm with it. So here I am saying it right now tonight. If they win the championship this year, you will not hear me say a negative thing about. I don't. Even if he sends out Tanner Scott next year for 5 straight games and Tanner Scott blows every game, I'm still not going to complain.
Hey, there he is.
Well, look who
Can you hear
decided
me?
the show.
Yes, I can hear you, man. I can hear you.
Just shut up and let the host talk, would you?
Where the hell is
Trying
your
to get
headband?
this.
You screwhead.
What?
What are you doing?
I'm just shaking my head at a dummy.
Why are you shaking your
It
head?
is the
Why
Magic
are
Man,
you in
Chuck Joyce.
portrait, by the way?
Well, he's having
Because I'm on
issues
my
with his camera.
I'm on my phone, dumb cuff.
Why don't you landscape yourself outside the room?
Hey, lawn jockey, I think somebody needs some fertilizer.
You're not going to win this battle, Sean. Why do you keep insisting you can battle me?
Gerald,
Because
can we
I'm like
talk
John
about?
Cena, baby. You can't see me.
I don't even know what that means.
I'm talking to Sun Heung Min.
So it is, of course,
So on
the Magic
a
Man,
scale
Chuck
of
Joyce.
thank you, Gerald. On a scale of 1 to 10, Joe is about a 12 on the trunk scale right now.
There you go.
Did you say
indeed.
trunk or junk?
You're inebriated.
I'm not.
I know that's a big word for you because you went to San Diego State University. But Gerald
Hey.
and myself understand what that word means.
Why do you
I will
why do
say
you
this.
think I don't know how to speak?
You don't know how to elocute yourself.
Oh, I know how to elocute very, very well.
No, you
yes.
do not.
I do.
Son,
Oh,
yes, the
great.
world of AI has now come alive with Joe. I'll say that. This is Joe AI.
This is no.
It
the
is. It is Joe AI, Joe.
No, you guys, you have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
So with that, it is the Lakers losing 117 and 116. Magic Man, I'll let you come on the show and I'll give you the time, as much time as you need to close out the show for us with your thoughts on the game. Joe didn't see the game, but was able, and I appreciate him hopping on to talk about the Dodgers and his overall thoughts on the preseason heading into Tuesday's game against the Warriors. You did see on playback.tv/Lakers Fast Break the game firsthand. How was the starting lineup? The starting lineup JJ is going to roll out there. How did it look like to you?
Yeah, we're like Gerald. I think we should all get used to the idea of just giving a team, a 12-point spot, especially with Gabe Vincent and Jared Vanderbilt out there. So just add 12 points to the Lakers at the beginning, minus 12 at the beginning of the games, because this team is going to have a myriad of problems offensively. Everybody thinks just because we have Luke and Austin Reeves that we're going to score 120 points a game. This isn't NBA 2K. I don't know how else to emphasize it other than that. The defense is poor. Look, the average height of an NBA guard is 6'4.5". Gabe Vincent is 6 feet tall, Gerald. If he's that, he's not 6'1". If he's 6'1", Joe's a member of Prometheus. So with regards to the height deficit that we
You
have
can't
at
talk
the
shit
guard,
and not have a
yeah,
comb.
in spite of the Luka factor, this team is going to struggle to make open shots. We saw it tonight, Gerald. The only 2 guys I expect to hit open shots consistently are Rui and Dalton Connect. And
I'm
that's
hearing
if
Max Headroom in the background.
and that's if Dalton can just bend his legs and play his ass off defensively if he even knows how to do that. I think JJ, if he finds the right combination at the start of a season, Gerald, it's going to be the luck of the draw because he can't find a group right now that consistently play on both ends and either sustain a lead or keep it from getting us dragged. I mean, we finished the preseason 1-4. That is not good. It is not a good sign.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, Sean, but it's actually 1-5.
Oh yeah,
1-5.
I'm sorry. We came in 1-4. Now we're 1-5.
Yes.
Yes, my mistake. Thanks for the
Didn't get any
correction,
better.
Gerald.
Didn't
No,
get any.
no, and I expect DeAndre Ayton to be the DeAndre Ayton you and I both know, Gerald. He's going to score 20 and 15 probably in the first game. Might have a really good second game. In the next 3 to 5, you might be lucky to get 10 points and 16 rebounds out of him. I mean, he was underneath the basket 3 separate times tonight and did not corral a rebound. And every time, Sacramento either got a putback or an open look. When we're set defensively, Gerald, we already have issues. But if we're scrambling, I mean, it's going to be lambs to the slaughter. Because there is not one guy on this team that consistently play defense for 8 to 10 minutes. I mean, Luca has improved defensively, Gerald, from what I've seen so far. He's still allowing guys to get by him without any force. It's bad. Zach Levine has knee problems up the yin yang, and he was scorching by Luka Doncic, Gerald. That should tell you something right there. When JJ is putting Luka on Zach Levine, and Zach Levine is still beating him.
That tells a lot about what you need to know. But I want to hit you up on this last thing. Marcus Smart looked definitively better tonight than he did on Tuesday night when he gave you donuts and looked a little bit out of sorts. Obviously, his first game action in quite some time, so maybe it's understandable. But tonight, 14 points, not great behind the three, but again, you're never going to get really a great game behind the three for him. But overall, very positive. 14 points, 4 steals, great effort, diving on the floor, jumping into the stands. All the things that you are expecting to see Marcus Smart do on a game-by-game basis to give you that kind of energy. What did you think of Marcus Smart's performance tonight before we head on out?
Yeah, it's probably his typical game that he can have when he's at his maximum energy and effort. Yeah, 14. I'll take 14 points from Marcus Smart. I mean, we're likely going to see more games where he has 6 to 10, but if he could get into double digits once every 3 to 5 games, I think that's great. I mean, he's going to have to earn minutes. It's not, well, it's not as if we have anything depth there. Between him, Connect, Austin Reeves, it's a group that's filled with. It's like a mishmash of guards. Uh, I hate to say it, but it really reminds me of a lot of the 2022-2023 squad, Gerald. Except we're not as old, but we're just as bad defensively.
Hopefully, we can find something to alleviate it by the time Tuesday rolls around. But Joe,
you know what,
go ahead.
Gerald? That would be a good remedy. I'm just saying the Lakers really don't have anything that anybody wants right now.
It does not look like it's going to be able to get fixed anytime soon, which might lead to a tough season ahead for the Lakers. But we'll see. Again, 1-5 of the preseason does not automatically sound the death toll for the Lakers, but we will definitely see. Joe, any last thoughts before we head on out?
No.
Not even for Sean, an insult or comeback or
No, I've
something like that?
insulted Sean all night. I think he's tired.
I'm not tired.
Yeah, you look it.
I work for a living.
I worked a little bit today.
I'm sure you did.
In the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Then I did nothing the rest of the day. It was awesome.
Oh,
Sean, what are you gonna do about it, man? You gonna do something? Do it. Come on.
you guys.
Sweet chin music is in your future.
Give him the AA back, Sean.
I'm not talking about the Ric Flair one either. I'm talking about the Marty Jannetty one in the barbershop.
Yeah, I'm sure.
With the boot.
Sean is probably thinking up something evil.
No,
something
Sean
evil
has to understand that you can't break the unbreakable.
Didn't M. Night Shyamalan say that same thing too?
I don't know. I don't really listen to what he says.
Okay, fair enough. Sean, any retort before we head on out?
What is that necklace you're wearing? Is that an eagle?
It is an eagle.
I totally guessed.
Because you're drunk.
I'm not.
You're slurring your words. You're drunk.
I'm not slurring my words.
You are slurring your words.
No, I'm not.
No, I'm not.
And on that note, between Vari and SB, Vari and Xbox, and then Sean and Joe, this is what we have all to offer you guys.
But Mark and Vari are very much more entertaining.
Okay. You between you and Vari, you can make me a cup of tea. That's how fucking dumb you guys are.
I don't drink tea.
Oh, jeez.
You know, just because you want me to be dumb doesn't mean I'm dumb.
Joe, you are literally a stupid man.
Literally? How am I literally a stupid man? You just shit on yourself. There's no such thing as literally being a stupid man.
You are literally stupid.
No, I can't literally be stupid. That doesn't make any sense.
You are literally stupid.
Do you know the word literally? You know what that means?
Yes, I just said it.
Yeah, you can't literally be stupid.
You are. You are.
Shit on your own self.
There are stupid people walking around every day.
Yeah,
you are one of them.
You think I'm stupid doesn't mean I'm stupid.
I don't think you're stupid. I know you're stupid.
You don't know shit.
Wow, you have a piece of paper from San Diego State University, Joe. You know who else has a piece of paper from a university? Donald Trump. You're just as stupid as him.
No.
Oh yeah. You guys are in the same league.
The guy became president twice. How is he stupid?
Well, he didn't. He only has one vote. You dumb cuff. Other stupid people like you voted for him.
How do you know I voted for him?
Well, did you vote for Kamala Harris?
I wouldn't vote for that twat if a gun was in my mouth.
Yeah, all right. So, okay.
And yes, current affair, Plato versus Aristotle. Yes, the discussion that we've all been waiting for.
Sean, you'll never break me. Remember that.
Ever. I hope you guys are going to be on good terms. Let's not get again. We're just all in
Sean
fun
that.
and jest.
No. Don't ask me that. I'm fine. You have to ask Sean. Sean, I could break Sean mentally in a second. Anytime I want, 24/7, 365, and if it's a leap year, it's 366. Zero chance of ever breaking me. No one breaks me. I break you. Therefore, I'm smarter than you. I can handle more than you. That's facts. With
I have
a
an I have
giant
an
S
I
at the end.
I have an IQ of 136. It's been
Doesn't matter.
tested.
Doesn't matter. My buddy, I've had friends that
we did
were
search.
IQ'd out their gills. They don't know what their ass is from their ear.
Yeah, what does IQ stand for, Joe?
It stands for I Quill.
Okay, yeah, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. You wanted the evidence of a stupid man, you just got it. Intelligent quotient, that's what it means.
Just because you keep repeating it doesn't mean it's true.
You keep telling yourself that about how
Battle
you're
of wits.
unbreakable.
You will lose.
It's not a battle of wits here. Neither one of us are ever winning
No,
that
I win.
battle.
I win all the time. Today I won a lot today. I'm feeling pretty good.
Oh yeah. That's wonderful English you're speaking there.
Okay. You're the one saying that I'm literally stupid when that's not possible.
Oh, well, it is.
Yeah. And on that note, it is the Lakers losing 117.
I'm not from Inglewood.
No, I think
Gerald's
he meant
from Inglewood.
I was born in Inglewood. Yes, that's correct. And I think he meant Search as well.
Oh, Search?
But
okay.
I think Search is from Inglewood. If I'm not
that's
mistaken,
right.
Search.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, yep. But great to have Sean back on the show. Great to have Joe back on the show.
I never left. I never leave. I don't run away from anywhere.
Here we go. I can't wait for the season to start. I'm getting the whole 7 months of this. Cannot wait. All right. So for Sean Grice, the Magic Man, I'm looking forward to hearing him and his analysis all season long. And Joe Soro as well. Don't forget the Joe Soro Experiment channel, where he goes ahead and tells you what you need to know regarding the Dodgers, the Steelers, and more. It's Gerald Glassford. Thanks again for watching this thing. Please like and subscribe. At least that will alleviate some of the headache that I have now and will help me get to achieve bigger numbers and hopefully get to a bigger audience this season. And if you do that, would be greatly appreciated. But last but certainly not least, again, my good friend Drip Show just dropped this on me right here with the canvas art. Look at that, Magic Man. I just was like overwhelmed, and I got this yesterday. That's just, it's just very few things in life leave me speechless, and opening this up was just amazing indeed. So yeah, absolutely right there. Cannot thank him enough. Once again, over the weekend, our NBA team previews will finish up and wrap up, and I'll make sure that's done for you. Plus, I have Nick Roloff from Chat Sports is going to be, I'm going to actually upload a video this weekend as well with his thoughts on the Eastern Conference. And on Sunday night, I will have a show on the Western Conference. And then Monday, our overall NBA season predictions. And then Tuesday, the hell begins. Especially with these two arguing, and Vari and Xbox arguing, and
well, I mean,
Don
you're
arguing with Joe, and yeah,
we could finish East West show in one day, Gerald. We don't need to talk about the Eastern Conference all that much. There are 4 teams, and then there are 4 teams, and then there's everybody else.
Yes, absolutely. So again, check out my conversation this weekend with Nick Roloff. I'm going to pop that up on the channel on the Eastern Conference, and also as well Matt Moderno on the Washington Wizards, and then of course upcoming for the Western Conference and NBA season predictions. I will drop all of the season predictions that our guys have sent in on that Monday show as well. So yeah, looking forward to Sunday night when we come back. Again, if you want to go ahead and be part of our fantasy basketball league, please go ahead and do so. I will drop the link in the description so you guys will get the heads up, and we'll see you Sunday night at 8 for the draft as well. So for Magic Man Sean Grice, no last words, my friend, before we end on out? Or?
No, I'm good.
Okay. And Joe said he's good as well. Thank you again for listening. Search, you're the best, my friend. Sports Baby, thank you for running the Dodgers game and helping out with the Lakers Fast Break channel on playback as well. Search is right there. Gone ahead and giving us a super chat. Truly appreciate it. There you go. No comment. Just love you all. We love you too, Search. Great to have you here. Mark, aka Xbox, everybody else out there that had a chance to watch on both playback and here. We thank you so much for doing so. Again, truly appreciate the super chat from Search and Destroy. Truly appreciate you watching and listening. And we'll see you on Sunday where we preview the Western Conference, or excuse me, we preview the Western Conference here on Sunday night, right here at the Lakers Fast Break Podcast.